Now to our next story, an Israeli airstrike has hit Hezbollah's Bastion in the southern suburbs of Lebanon's Beirut following an evacuation order from the Israeli army. The strike is part of a series of deadly raids that have targeted several locations in Beirut, including a neighbourhood near the presidential palace, as well as areas south of the capital and the city of Baalbek in eastern Lebanon. At least 11 people have been reported dead so far. Meanwhile, the Israeli Defense Forces have redeployed the 146th Reserve Division to the western part of the Lebanon border. The redeployment is reportedly part of efforts to strengthen defence and readiness in the northern sector. Since Hezbollah joined the conflict on Monday, the IDF has struck over 250 targets in Lebanon. These strikes have included senior terror operatives, rocket launchers and weapons depots belonging to Hezbollah and other militant groups. Joining us live, we have retired Major General Gigi Dwivedi, who is a defence analyst in New Delhi. Gigi Dwivedi, thank you so much for joining us today on the show. Now, Hezbollah was initially formed by discontented Palestinian refugees in southern Lebanon. Could we see these strikes work in Hezbollah's favour as civilians in southern Lebanon have to deal with these strikes coming in from Israel?
Well, Ruby, thank you very much for having me on your show. Let me start with a little correction. The Hezbollah was actually created by the Shia clerics in Lebanon and with the full support of the clerics in Iran. And it was in 1982 that Hezbollah was created, because that's the time when Israel invaded Lebanon. So this outfit was created. And this is not the only outfit created by Iran and the Shia clerics. There are others as well. One is the Houthis, who are operating in Yemen, and of course Hamas is the ones which are in Gaza, and that's the war that has been going on since 7th October 2023. Now coming to Lebanon per se, the Lebanon front have been active, as I said, since 1982, and the Hezbollah are a force to reckon with. They are possibly the most formidable of the three proxies that Iran has created. Their strength varies from 30 to 50,000, and their rocket arsenal exceeds about 100,000. And they have taken on the Israeli Defense Forces. In fact, I teach this subject as a professor on West Asia. In 2006, that's the time when the major operation which undertook across the Litani River for almost 34 days. So the point I'm trying to make is that this is not a new front that has opened up. It keeps popping up time and again. But the Hezbollah became very active after the Hamas attack on 7th October 2023 on Israel, because to show their solidarity with the Hamas and also further the Iranian proxies in this region. Now, because they have been created by Iranian Shia clerics, so they obviously have to rise to the occasion when the masters are facing the wrath of America and Israel combined. So these proxies will also come into play, and that's exactly what has happened. And this is where the Israeli Northern Front is actually the one which now is under threat as hitherto. Now, Israelis have a very formidable policy. They have deployed their 146th division. That's the one which is responsible for the defense of the northern borders. But 2-3 points with merit consideration for the viewers. First and foremost, Hezbollah has a kind of a zone where they are deeply embedded. They have very, formidable fortifications, and they also have influence in the region. And they also fight from the built-up areas. That's why when the Israelis retaliate, there are also civilian casualties as a collateral, and that creates a lot of human rights issues. So the point is that in time to come, you'll see Hezbollah will be very active on the Israelis' northern front. Lebanon south will be once again a scene of skirmishes, but this is also a major issue for the government in Lebanon, because willy-nilly they will get drawn to this conflict. So therefore, all I can say is that Hezbollah will be active now because the masters are under serious security threat and all under aggression. And this Lebanon front will see lot of violence and activities in time to come. Ruby.
Major General Gigi Divwedi, please don't go far as we move to our next story. The United States has ordered